Okay, let's go with Mo. Yeah, woman. I planted a lot of tomato seeds in the hole, and I must have spilled the seeds in this one. Hi everybody, welcome back. Gardening with Michelle. Today we're going to talk about these tomato plants that I planted. I don't know if you've seen my greenhouse video, but Rob and I have a video on how we did this and where I got this shelf from and all the things. Let me open this up and get the little buggers out of there. I planted a lot of tomato seeds in the hole. I have these sitting on a Tupperware lid in case like I watered them, and the water, I didn't just want water going everywhere. So the water, if I overwatered, it would come out the bottom and land in said Tupperware lid. All right, now don't mind the mess behind me. We always have messes, or when we have the greenhouse going, we have a mess in this kitchen and in my big closet because I don't know where to put anything. So it just sits around for a couple weeks and we deal with it. All right, let me show you what my tomato plants, what I'm talking about. See how many are coming up out of that hole? The hole beating, I pushed my finger down and I put a couple seeds in there. That's what I mean by the hole. But I have a lot of tomatoes coming out of there, and I need to not have that because you really only need one, and you want to pick the sturdiest little tomato guy. So what we're going to do is pluck some of those out of there. And if you noticed, I labeled them last year. If you followed my journey on the garden, I didn't label anything because in my brain I thought I knew where everything was. Well, guess what? I didn't. It was a surprise. We got labels, and look at this. I put on there the date that I planted these. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go in here and I'm gonna pluck out every little tomato plant that doesn't look healthy or is bending, like this one is bending. We're gonna, now if you wanted to, and you didn't really want to get rid of this little thing, you could replant that. I'm not doing that because I already have all of these. This is all I want. We're not canning tomatoes from the garden this year because that takes a massive load of tomatoes and we don't have that much room. So I buy tomatoes to can. These are just eating tomatoes. Let's see, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, let's go with Mo. So now we have one. That's what you want, just one. You don't want to grow two because it'll take the nourishment away from number one. So you'll only need number one. And this one is just growing funky, so we'll just get rid of him. And we'll get rid of this one. And you kind of want to do it when they're younger before they get older and their roots start binding around each other. Don't want that. All right, so can you see what I'm doing here? We're gonna take out that one. And I don't even know what that is. And there's a weed. So there. You see? You only want one. Only one. And if so by chance anything would happen to these number ones, you could just plant another seed. I have time to do that. Now see that one just laying down. He's sleeping. Don't want the sleeper. And that one, we don't want that one. There's our number one in a weed. Okay, let's find some more number ones. Isn't this fun? Okay, there we go. We have this one. He's already kind of big, so we don't want him because he might get leggy. We don't want leggy. Okay, we don't want that one. And we don't want this one. He's growing at a little bit of a curve. So there, look, I actually kept the smallest one, but it was the straightest one. So he's number one. He gets to live. This one, there's a weed, don't want him. Okay, that looks like a blade of grass growing. I don't know what that is. Eeny, meeny, miny. Okay, this one has more of a curve, so we're gonna just plop him right out of there. See how easy this is? Oh, here, see, now over here, I don't know what happened. I must have spilled the seeds in this one. Let's see if we could find the number one. I don't even know what that is. Don't know what that is. Now my cat is down here. Look, he knows. He's like, yo, woman, I know you took those out of there. Lunch. I know that's what that cat's saying. All right, bending over, don't want that. And two of these are gonna come out at once, but they're just kind of like bending over. And we don't want this one. There's our number one plant. He better produce good because he's the one that got to live. All right, there you go. Not only do you do this with your tomato plants, like peppers too. Last year I don't know what I had last year, but I had lots of peppers growing out of one hole and I planted it. And it stayed small, the plant stayed small. Had a lot of peppers from it, but it still needs only one plant in a hole. That's the rule. That's what Rob says anyway. There you go. Keep your number 1s. Get rid of your number 2s and 3s and 4s. They don't need to go in the garden. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.